Okay, got my sun in my eyes. Here we go. Everybody else who wants to know, where was the original Harry's Capita wheels at Woolloomooloo? Anybody know the answer? I will show you the answer. Right in there. Hang on a second. I'll turn up in here and I can show you. We've got a driveway. And there's Braum Street, B-R-O-U-G-H-A-M, Braum Street. Now that's a one-way street that goes up to the top end of William Street, and there is the famous stairs that you see in a couple of TV movies filmed around Sydney. They use those big sandstone stairs, and then right there between the old I don't want to film that. The old Garden Island car park, in there amongst those trees, that's where the original Harry's Capita wheel was. Actually, it was right about where these poles are. That was about here somewhere. And that's where that was. This sailor here, just looking at me with the eyeballs, looking at me, saying, "What are you doing?" Well, that's what I'm doing. I can't stand it there. My foot's killing me. Yeah. Yeah, that's where it was. That's where Harry's Capita wheels was. I come there when I was 18 years old. Look, nobody's wearing face masks. Everybody else is just buzzing around. Anyway, so there you go. So that's where the original first original Harry's Capita wheel was. God, I hate this. You get sun right in your bloody eyes. You can't see a thing. And people, you know, if I come down here in 1988, 1998, 2008, even 1978, this here used to be bumper to bumper this time of the night on a Friday night. What is it, 7 o'clock Friday night, and this is as dead as all anything with the COVID virus. On my birthday, 22nd of January 2021. Hey, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Neo. Happy birthday to me.
Hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hey!
Why was he born so beautiful? Why was he born at all? Because he had no say in it, no say in it at all.
Oh, you're going to get out and walk. See this hill? This is called the Potts Point Hill, named after my family. Get out and walk, will you? Get out and walk. No, you know why I was born on the day I was born?
Why?
Because my father, seen how ugly I was, he tried to push me back in, but it didn't work.
No, that's not right.
No, he did. He did. And Mum said, no, you've already done that once, you're not going to do it again. I'll let you work that joke out. Oh, that's terrible. That's a bad baby joke. Bad birthday baby joke. There we go. Now, if you really want to know where we are, we're coming up Macleay Street, Potts Point. Now, this is a little bit of an interesting story for you. When my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather first settled up here, there's too sandstony to build on. He couldn't even grow corn, right? There's too sandstone and too much sand. That's all it is, a sandstone, right? You can look everywhere. So he had to go dig an outhouse. Nathan? Yep. He had to dig the outhouse.
Yep.
Well, one day we found the original plans where he built the house. And where he built the original house is up here at the Rex Hotel.
Wow.
Right? So when my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather built his little house back in the early 1810,
yep,
was right there behind that building there.
That one?
Yeah, right there behind that. Now, you can't believe 210 years ago, my ancestor was sitting over there, his little house, his couple of cows and his sheep, and that's what he had. Right, because they had to have milk. He got the sheep of the wool.
Yep.
And then he had to dig the outhouse. So he said, all right, he said, I'll go around the back of the house And so, now you got to remember, this is like Aboriginals are still walking around and all this sort of thing. So there's the Rex Hotel. So that's where my great-great-great-grandfather's house used to be. And then he said, I'll go across the back paddock. So now you got to picture this.
Yep.
So now we're walking out the back door of the house, right? Now you got to picture this like little tiny colonial house sitting there. And then now there's the Alamein Fountain Park. Now we all know the Alamein Fountain from the battle at El Alamein, right? When we beat the Germans, along with the Americans and the British, right? So that's the Alamein Fountain.
Beautiful.
Well, that's not where he built the outhouse. Now, if you hold dead still, that's where he built the outhouse. Yeah, the road, not you. The King's Cross Police Station. Yes, seriously. The King's Cross Police Station is where my grandfather dug a hole down in the sandstone to make the outhouse. I'm deadly serious. Because we found the original plans. See, because that was his back paddock. You think about it, his house is over there behind us, right? And he came out the back, and that's where he built the outhouse. So where the King's Cross Police Station is, that was my grandfather's outhouse. Well, look at all the people, look people. Bourbon and beefsteak. That originally was set up for the American sailors in World War II. Yes, people, we're in King's Cross. There's no more hookers and naughty girls and...
I'll stop it, honey.
Oh, darling, want to come in? $20.
$20, sucky.
Hey, careful, video's running. That used to be the pawn shop. That's gone. That was the backpackers up there. I think that's gone. Yeah, that's up for rent. Well, they don't have backpackers anymore because the borders are closed.
Point Hotel.
Yep. See, they annoy you. They just stand there right on the pole, right on the crossing. See? And who said there's no life in Sydney? Look at that. Look, there's people everywhere. So, here's an Aboriginal guy wearing his maroon Queensland football shorts and his maroon thing, trying to sell himself out front of Macca's.
Yep.
He's trying to say I'm a Big Mac and not a Junior Burger.
Adult concepts.
What?
Adult shop right
Yeah, adult shops are still there. There's the old Porkies. That's closed down. That's been gone for years. And the nightclub there, nightclub there, that's gone. This used to be the King's Cross Cab Rank. That's gone.
Big Daddy's Burger Bar.
Yeah, no, but that was the big chicken shop.
Yep. Got the King's Cross Centre.
Right. Now, we got Bayswater Road. Everybody wants to see Bayswater Road. That's the famous, it was in a song. Bayswater Road and Kellett Street. That's Kellett's just there. I'll come back to that. Look at these trees. People don't realise. Yeah, look at this for a hotel. Look, people don't realise.
Yeah.
Some of the big hotels you got here in King's Cross, they think it's all bloody prostitutes and pornos and that. It's not. It's actually, it's all been cleaned out. It's all commercial tourism now. Oh, that's when I look. See that building right there?
Yep.
That's a motel, right? And then down below that, there used to be a pub, and I used to drink in it. And then all of a sudden, they closed it and they turned it into a backpackers.
Hotel 59 Cafe.
Where is it? I want to see if it's still here. No, that's a cafe.
Yeah.
No, here it is down the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, but this was called. I think it was called the Bayswater Hotel. Bayswater Fine Wines.
Oh, the thing, the Bayswater.
A Mad Monkey Backpackers. There you go.
Yep.
Mad Monkey. Yeah. That used to be the pub I used to drink in about 1980, 40 years ago. And there's the famous bridge that goes over to Rushcutters Bay. I was having a live chat there to somebody, and I said about me driving my bus and I ran out of fuel. And I rang up my best mate, who was an NRMA patrolman, right?
Yep.
And he said, oh, you're bloody annoying, you are. He said, I just finished. He said, I've logged off. He said, oh, it's all right. Now, I hope you enjoy the story, people, because what I'm doing, I'm driving around the block and I'm going to show places I used to work to prove where I was. See, I started off as the gardener in a little tiny motel, because the lady there gave me a job because her water fountain didn't work in the garden. So the next thing you know, I come the head houseman of that building there. That's a motel. It was a motel. Now it's a private apartments. See, and that's where I started off my career, in the hotel industry. And that's called the Roslyn Gardens Motel. Yeah, there it is up there. You can see it. Where is it? See? Roslyn Gardens Service Departments. And then when I worked there, I lived straight across the road. You're going to love this. Crudon. I know Crudon Bear's going to be watching this. This is where I used to live. You want to see it? You're going to love this. 27. You can Google that. 27 Ithaca Road. And that's how close I used to work to. I used to walk from there, down here, up the hill, and over to the motel. And that's where I used to work.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've just got to. And this is where I used to put my boat. I had a boat, and I used to keep it up here. And I had my boat up here, and I used to padlock it up there with the pins. Is that rail? Yeah, I used to keep my boat up just there. And people say, why would I have a boat? Well, I say, because if you're not from Sydney, you wouldn't understand, right? So that's where I used to padlock my boat to and have wheels on it. And when I finished over there at the motel, just going to watch what I'm doing for a sec. A lady owned my apartment who lived way up there on the North Shore. You like how steep this driveway is? That's horizontal. Oh. So there's the brickwork. Oh.
It has no brakes.
Yeah, well this is what I used to do. I used to keep my outboard motor in my apartment. Yeah, listen to the brakes, people. Yeah, listen to it, right? And this is how smart I was. I used to wheel my boat down here. Squeak, 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 squeak. My little boat. My little aluminium boat. And that's where I worked, just up there on the corner. Oh. My work was just there, right? I just saw the shade, right? And I come down here, I walk down here with my boat at 5 o'clock in the morning, but there's no one around, right? And I come walking down this road with my boat.
Really?
Yeah, no joke.
Wow.
And I walk down here to the Elizabeth Bay Marina. And I go right up there, in there through the park, and there's a boat ramp just over there. There's a wooden walkway, and it was right there.
Wow.
And that's where it was there. And I used to put my boat in there. They had a walkway thing there. It looks like they rebuilt it because that's a whole new building. I'm talking about 1984, 85, yeah.
Elizabeth Bay Marine.
Yeah, and look at that. Look, I'm right on Sydney Harbour, and look, there's Garden Island.
Wow.
See? Look, there's a lady sitting there too, look. Mm. Yeah. And what I did one day, I hope this makes everybody laugh listening to this. Look at all the hundreds of people. Look at all the people down here. Look, you wouldn't believe it. See, they all live in these big high-rise apartments, right? This is like bloody New York, look. And they're all over there, sitting out there in the sun. Out there in the cool shade. Because it's nice and cool, because you're down here by the ocean, and the sun's gone down. How do I get out of it? Oh, I can't turn my neck.
Go through there.
Oh, just back into there. Oh, it won't matter if I run over a dead body. Oh, sorry mate, he's already dead.
Shouldn't have been laying there.
Now, you said I'm a walking encyclopedia in the other video.
Yep.
A lot of people, you wouldn't know it unless you got told this. You know those famous TV stars that come out to Australia and they do movies and they're here for a few months,
Yep.
and there's an American woman come out here and she's all about in the tabloids and she stayed in a certain house.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, nice.
I can't think of it. What's her name? I think Madonna stayed there. That's where they usually stay. Nobody wants to keep looking at my corner of my window frame. Yeah. So anyway, I took the boat down there one day, and the harbour was nice and flat. So it was a flat bottom boat. Now anybody knows anything about boats and they're flat, you don't go over waves, right? So Sydney Harbour was flat. So I drove over to Manly. What's the name of that building again?
Sorry?
What's the name of the building? That TV star was here.
Which one's that?
Yeah, which TV star?
No, which building?
There's one of these houses. Was it that one or this one or that one?
Down that way.
Yeah, what was the house? What was it?
Oh,
Was it Madonna or somebody come out here about 1980s, 1990s?
no.
You can't remember. I know.
Sorry, mate. Too much, too hard for me.
I know. He calls me the walking encyclopedia.
All right.
See ya. That guy there, we were just talking to, everybody you're listening to, he owns this house.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's his house. Look at the security cameras on it. Look.
Number 36.
What is it? Look. Open bloody security cameras on it. Shit, I've got poshies right up my bum. See, you notice how they don't blow their horn?
Yeah.
They don't blow the horn down here
Yep.
because they know it echoes and they all hate it. And this is poshy area. I can't think of an... And then I knew another bloke down here in 1980... Yeah, no, 1982. He was an engineer. Where was he? He was it was the Palms. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Palms. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. 12 to 16. Yeah, the Palms. These are multi-million-dollar mansions down here. These are multi-million-dollar waterfront apartments. These are right on, but look how old they are. They're all 1960s and 1930s. I mean, you know, like look, you've got new ones like that, and then you've got old stuff like this.
Yep.
And I used to, see, Macleay Gardens.
Yep.
See, that's where you got Macleay Street. Yeah. Oh, this was bought. Oh, yeah, that's it. Edgewater.
Look at
Yeah, that's where Paul used to live.
Okay.
There, Edgewater.
Cavendish Hall.
Eh?
Cavendish Hall.
Yeah, Cavendish Hall. Cavendish, he was famous there for something. So look at that there for a name, Grand View.
Yeah.
That's number 4.
Nice.
But see, Edgewater, I remember that because I remember the red bricks. And I remember the front bottom windows was Paul's apartment.
Okay.
And because he had the bottom apartment, that was his front windows,
Yeah.
and his front porch sits on the Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, there and back there.
And he used to say, come down here with your fishing rod. And I'd sit in there. I'd be sitting there in his apartment. I'd take down my little... I come up here from where I was living up there in Ithaca Road, and I'd come up here with my fishing rod.
Yep.
And he'd be sitting in the house cooking dinner. He said, now if you catch a fish, we'll just cook it up. And I'll be sitting there throwing a fishing rod off his balcony in the Sydney Harbour trying to catch a fish. But he knew full well I wasn't going to catch a fish, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because Sydney Harbour was just too turbulent. Well, guess what? I caught a big flathead one day. You should have seen the look in his face. Oh my God, you actually caught a fish. He thought it was a joke. He didn't think I was ever going to catch a fish. And I caught this great big, like 16-inch long flathead, and we pulled it into his apartment. He said, what are you going to do with that? I said, I've got it and I'll clean it. And he goes, where? And I said, I'll do it out in the porch and then I'll hose it off. And he said, well, I don't have a hose, I don't have a garden. Because his porch was right on the harbour.
Yeah.
Right? But on the other side of the brick wall was the ocean, the harbour. So I cleaned it anyway. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We still had flathead there for dinner. So this little country boy showed a city guy how to catch a fish in his $1 million apartment, right? And at the edge of his porch, he thought it was just nice looking at the water, and he didn't think it'd ever catch a fish. And he thought it was just a joke. He was just humouring me as a country guy. This is where I used to live here too. This is the Tara Apartments. I get these cars off my butt. Yeah. Yeah. This is the back of the famous Rex Hotel that everybody goes, oh, the infamous Rex. No, it's not the infamous Rex like back in the days.
Yeah.
That actually got pulled down. This is the new Rex Apartments.
Yeah.
Does it say Tara there above the door? Yeah, there it is. I always told my,
Tara.
yeah, so I always tell my doctor, my old building I used to live in was called Tara.
Yep.
We come home just here, and I got a photo of me parking my little Toyota Corolla just here, and
The other lane.
I got a Holden Kingswood at home, and guess where it used to live?
Where?
Right there.
Oh, wow.
Right there in one of those car park spaces.
Yep.
My HZ Holden Kingswood, 1977 308 V8. Yeah, that's where it used to live. Before I bought off Dennis, the guy who owned it. And look what's here. Look, our favourite place. Whoop.
Yep, look down.
We're going past all the piggy pens.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's where Dad's outhouse is. Anyway, so Dennis showed up. He said, all right, I'll come down there and I'll pick you up. So there's a break in the island, right? Because you come out the side street. I said, yeah. All right, so changing subject. Two real quick ones. Right, back there at Tara, my housemate Glenn come in. And he's going like this. He goes, I said, what's the matter? Next thing I know, Dennis come and knocked on the door. And he goes, we had somebody commit suicide or got murdered. They got murdered, they got thrown out of the top floor window down onto the street. And my housemate Glenn was coming home, and her body landed about 5 feet away from him. She went splat from about the 7th floor. So not a very nice sight. Anyway, back onto another one. So then that day when I ran out of fuel in the bus, Dennis jumped in his NRMA van, raced down here with his NRMA van, his container. Sorry, no, just his NRMA van. Yeah, I got it right, that's right. He said, whereabouts did you run out of fuel? I said, I'm down here in Rushcutters Bay. So I'm now reenacting, because Dennis used to live there back there at Tara. So, crude on, this is why I'm showing the story to you. See, this is the famous walkway that goes over, you see sometimes on the news about King's Cross. And they say, oh, backpackers and whatever else, and this is what they show, see, because these are all backpackers down here. Tattoos and wearing hats and things like that. See, this is the famous bridge they show you, Rushcutters Bay to the White City tennis courts. The World Australian Open, tennis championship. Well, that's just down here. So anyway, Looks like they blocked the road off. Yeah, they put a boom on it, see? Because cars used to cut out across, and they wouldn't turn their neck and get over far enough. And this is what I did. I come down here in the bus, exactly like this. And she's going, brrrr. I come around here, and then she's sitting here, she's right? I thought, yeah, I'm right. And I thought, and the fuel gauge still said a quarter of a tank. So I'm thinking, yeah, I've got to go up this great big hill. So yeah, I'll have enough fuel because the sucker's at the back of the back tank, right? So the fuel runs backwards. So I'll pause it until I get to green. So you see the amount of cars here going through. This is Sydney's worst intersection. This is called Rushcutters Bay, Bayswater Road. That's the White City tennis courts. Right through over in there. You see the green grass and all that sort of stuff. That's all over in there. That's the train to Edgecliff from King's Cross. And this is what happened. Now we've got the green. I come around here. I'm in a bus, first gear. I'm in the second gear. And I'm coming around here. And there's a bus stop. And I thought, well, I'm going to go up here in the left-hand lane. And I got to here, and she went, bleh, stopped. That's exactly right where I stopped. Right at a bus stop, in a bus. So, of course, nobody complained. See, I'm a walking street directory, aren't I? Yeah, you love it. Have a guess what the name of this street you're in?
Darlinghurst.
No. See, look, Rushcutters Bay self-storage. Who'd ever think it? Look at the doors on that. Oh, you didn't see that. Hang on. There's no. I love this. This street is so quiet. I used to live down here actually. That is an elevator.
Oh, this too. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's an elevator. Because it's a self-storage unit. See? And I used to live down here too. It's down in there, see?
Wow.
Right there. Well, not that one. One of these. Can't remember. When I was in the house mate, live in the house. See, there's how's this name?
Oswald Lane.
Oswald Lane. There's like Oswald, you know, Oswald out of Batman, the Penguin. Oswald Cobblepop, or whatever he called himself, Oswald. That's what I thought. I thought about calling myself Mr. Penguin. And this comes right up in the back of, see, people just sit in the, there's some big, beautiful houses up here. Mate, there's some multi-million-dollar houses up here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, pink one. That's it. Yeah, Michael, the guy I said to you down when you and I were talking earlier down the La Perouse, and I said my mate Michael died.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where him and I lived up there. We were renting rooms up there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was good because we only worked just here around the corner.
Yep.
So we used to walk to work to go down the cab company. Oh, the speed bumps everywhere down here. Yeah, this is a two-way street, by the way. You've got parked cars on one side, and if you pass, you've got to be careful. See? And then it goes one way back down there.
Yeah.
Look at this for a speed bump. I'll show you another joint I used to live in. Where is it? Right there. That old building there. Over there. Right. I was on the ground floor. And then when I used to go to the pub, I used to go right there into the pub just there.
We've got the Green Park Darlinghurst.
That's it, yeah, the Green Park Hotel.
Yep.
And right there is the Eat Thai. That's where I used to live. There's a There's apartments is there. Anyway, we're down here at King. Where are we? Yeah, this is Darlinghurst, by the way. This is not King's Cross. This is just Darlinghurst. This is just all the adults running around, and so we've got these old-fashioned shops. They've got the big slide windows in them now, and people sit in there and eat pizzas and drink beer. Look, look, whoop. So you got to be quick, see. See, they had their headlights on, but the way they were sitting as two motorbikes, they looked like one car. And then coming because I can't see.
You're right now, go.
And then here's a church for Crude on me to go and get married. You go and look that one up. That's Darlinghurst Road. See, William Street, King's Cross. Ooh. Yeah, but this guy here right up my clacker. Let him go. But why would you want to drive a great big bloody four-wheel drive around Sydney? How's this for living close to the cross, right? Can you look up, can you see those balconies up there?
Yeah.
Those black balconies?
Yeah.
That's where I used to live.
Wow.
But not the top floor,
Yeah.
the one here just above the awning.
Yeah.
See, just here, 79. I used to live there. 179 Darlinghurst Road.
Haddon Hall.
Yeah. What? Hallen?
Haddon.
Yeah.
H-A-double-D-O-N.
Yeah, Haddon Hall, yeah. I used to love living in there. That was in 1989. There we are. We're back down the main street of King's Cross, and everybody's walking around. You know what you have? You know what you and I have not seen, and anybody else watching this video? Has anybody seen backpackers walk around with backpacks on their back?
Nope.
Because that's all you used to ever see was backpackers walk around with backpacks. Now what do you got? Aboriginals, police, bald-headed police. Yeah, they shave their hair, shave their head, and grow a beard, and they're cops. Look at them all. They're everywhere.
Yep.
They just pick up all the drug addicts and whatever. But see, you don't see any more drug addicts. You don't see the heroin addicts. You don't see the prostitutes that are gone. See, it's all, and plus that law. What's that law they brought out about a lockout? A certain time.
12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock lockout. You can't buy alcohol in King's Cross in the city after 12 o'clock. So there we go, Elamaine Fountain. Now, did I confuse you, everybody?
I know where I am now.
Yeah, so you know where we are now, yeah. Well, that's what I did for 17 years. That's the King's Cross Park Fountain, Park, or whatever. See, look. There's a 24-hour convenience store there now. And there's pizza shops, and there's everything else. Anyway, we're going home. See you later.